again today in another video for my Sketch to Scrap Saturday video series. So for this week I've got this sketch for you which has 3 inches by 4 inches photos, and then the next to it contains I guess like a 3x4 pen paper, and then journaling in the middle. I'm also going to be using these really large chipboard alphabets that I've got from Ali Edwards' website as well. And so I printed out a kind of my journaling onto a piece of white cardstock, and in size I think it's about 1 inches high and about 6 inches wide. But obviously you can do more journaling and make it a little bit longer. It also depends on the length of your title as well. And so I'm just fitting that in the middle. I'm also going to be using pen paper from the Hip Kit Club February 2016 kit. So I really like the colors in this kit, and the pink kind of neutral, quite neutral, but also still quite a pretty, very feminine colors I really like. And so I'm just cutting up the pattern paper, and I'm actually using just one pattern paper, both front and back in this sketch. So I'm just trimming that up just to size, and then doing exactly the same thing for another strip. And yeah, so I think this pattern paper is actually from Pink Paisley, and I think the line itself is actually called Celeste V. I think it's relatively, it's not new anymore though. So the next thing you see me doing here is I'm thinking about putting another piece of pattern paper onto this page. And I'm kind of thinking either putting pen paper above those photos, above and below the photo, or in between, kind of surrounding the journaling spot there. Now, as you can see me doing here, I'm just choosing these chipboard alphabets. So I've got these ones from Ali Edwards' website, and the color itself is actually called Cannon Beach. So it's a really nice creamy color, quite neutral, but still it still adds to the page itself. I actually got a bunch of them, and I saw them in an IKEA box that you can see at the top corner there. And I'm just trying to make sure that all the alphabets are evenly spread there. And I want to make sure that that cluster, that rectangular cluster in the middle, fit quite well, kind of lined up with all the letters. So I'm probably going to be using some pattern paper to mat that that journaling spot there. And the next thing you see me doing here is just I'm thinking of putting all these some of these, I guess, word phrase stickers to replace some of the words that are already on that journaling spot there. And I think it's kind of cool because I think it adds a little bit more color onto your page without, doing too much, printing on a colored cardstock or anything like that. And it adds a little bit of interest, and so that's what I am going to do here. And I'm just choosing a bunch of these word phrase stickers from my stash, and most of these stickers are actually from Ali Edwards' story kits. So one of her story kits, I think they are from the Wild, Read and Tough, but it really depends on your journaling. So these word phrase stickers might not fit what you want to do. But also another thing that you might want to do is also print out your own word phrase stickers as well. I've seen a lot of people have done that on Facebook, and they look really cool. I've got a bunch of these, and I quite like the colors that they came in. So that's what I did. And so I'm happy with all those stickers at the moment. I probably will be adding another one at the end. But the next thing you see me doing here is I'm just thinking about, matching all this space with matching a bunch of stuff with this pattern paper here, which is from Hip Kit Club as well. And then I kind of decided not to mat the whole thing with this pattern paper. I'm just going to mat this journaling spot rather than the whole thing, and so I'm just cutting the pattern paper to size just so it fits, and just making sure that the width of it is actually I guess when I say perfect, is the right size. And so I'm just kind of lining it up just to make sure that the top of, you know, the top of the photo and that photo on top there and the one at the bottom kind of lined up with the alphabets on the right there, with the edges there. And I don't normally pull out a ruler just to make sure they're all even, etc. But I think with this one, I kind of, because it's so simple, I kind of want to keep it relatively symmetric, and so that's what I'm doing here. So I'm just measuring out how much space I want to leave and start kind of drawing some lines, and yeah. And now I'm thinking I'll just start gluing stuff down, and then I realized I ran out of glue, so I replaced the cartridge with the new one. So as you can see here, I'm just using a tape runner from American Craft. So I believe, so this one is called This to That, but I believe they came out with a newer line. I think it's called Sticky Thumb, I believe, but I think in Australia we still don't have access to that, at least at Spotlight, which is similar to, many of you who live in the US, would be similar to Michael's or Joann's. And I tend to get these tape runner, glue runner from Spotlight when it was, you know, when it's on 40% off or 30% off. So I tend to stock that up, and I still have quite a bit of it left. So I'm just kind of sticking down these pattern paper as I, you know, just want to make sure that they're lined up quite well, etc. And I'm just kind of sticking that down, and I'm just going to do a couple of attempts, to be honest, mainly because I want to make sure the top and the bottom kind of symmetric enough. And so I'm just sticking that down. Actually, I didn't realize I don't want it that side, so I pull that out. And the This to That tape runner is really quite forgiving. I pull that out so many times, and you know, they're still, you know, surprisingly still quite sticky. So I'm very very happy with these tape runner. I'm one of those people who quite indecisive. For some of you who might be new to my channel, not so much for Project Live, I think, but very much for, you know, a 12 by 12 scrapbook page. I tend to be very very indecisive. So having glue that's very forgiving in, you know, for a person who is very indecisive is very useful. And now I'm just trying to make sure that they're lined up and start making sure that they'll stick down quite well after a couple of pull-ups and etc. And sticking that down. And I'm very happy with this. And then I'm just sticking the journaling down in the middle there. And I decided to add one more word phrase sticker, which I believe this one is from the Wild Story Kit. And I'm just rubbing off my pencil mark there. And now I'm just gluing down these chipboard letters. I was actually going to use a tape runner, the glue runner, but I decided to use a glossy accent instead, mainly because these chipboards are very, very thick and they're very heavy, and therefore I just didn't think that the tape runner would hold them down as well as I wanted them to. And so I'm just kind of trying to spread them out and use these glossy accent, apply the glue down liberally, and then sticking that down. And as you can see there, I'm not actually putting that much glue down the end, and just mainly because I'm actually going to cut off the excess. And I'm also, as you can see, also pushing, kind of sticking that down off the edge a little bit, because I actually like the effect that it gives is almost gives a bit of movement in my opinion. And so that is exactly what I'm doing there. And I decided to also add another embellishment there, so the word outing, because this is the idea of, you know, this I'm scrapping about the first outing that my chooks had, and so the word first, this die cut piece, which is from the first story kit from Ali Edwards. And I try to stick that down really nicely, and now I'm just thinking about what to embellish the two spots there, the two pattern paper spots there. And I'm kind of just going through a bunch of stuff. So these are wooden pieces from Ali Edwards' kit, and I think it's from the Wild Story kit, and I kind of fiddle with it, and I mean, to be honest, I would have been okay with it, but I kind of went against it because I quite like having that white space on the left. There's a lot going on in a sense, you know, there's a lot of, there's photo, there's pen paper, you know, covering that white space there. So I kind of want to keep that white space on the left still being quite white. And so I'm just sticking down these, so the chipboard heart is actually the cork heart, sorry, that's from the Hip Kit Club February 2016 kit, and that puffy number 1 there is actually from an old Stu Calico kit, scrapbook kit. And so I'm just cutting off the excess there, and what you saw me doing earlier is just stamping down the date using my VersaFine black ink. And now I'm just cutting off the excess using my Tim Holtz scissors, and which are they're very good for heavy duty work. And here's the sketch. I'll be posting this sketch as per usual on my blog, eatscrapbag.wordpress.com. And here's some close up. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up so I know that you enjoyed it. And if you want YouTube to let you know when my next video comes out, please subscribe, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!